Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and all in between, and welcome to part one of our new series on the life and suffering of Sir Brante. So this time we're going to focus on the clergy path, and no doubt I'll do one on the conspirator path as well. So we're going to start back from scratch, and this time I have enabled consequences, so I will see what happens before I choose an option, but I'm still playing in Iron Man mode, so I can't go back and change decisions. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. Of course, one of the main options now is to consider whether it's an old or new faith we choose.
The story of my life remains written on these pages, but my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
The life and suffering of Sir Brante in times of the fall of the blessed Arachnean Empire. So if you haven't watched my Noble path or playthrough, you're very welcome to this one. So I've got a bit more experience with the game now. I know what choices kind of make for the path I want. But I will still treat it like an introductory video in case you haven't seen the other ones. So I'll go through everything and explain everything as we go along. I apologise, the video's a little bit slow. I'm editing some games in the background and uploading videos, so it's nothing too bad. So this is basically our main menu for the game. All of our options and stuff will unlock as we progress through the game, and this is where we'll be deciding the fate of Sir Brante. I'm pretty sure it could be pronounced Brant, but I prefer Brante, it sounds more posh. So, Chapter 1, at the end of time. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing goes ragged. Your hands are shaking. Yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? And why and how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arachnean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Arachnean, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is naught but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life, and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of blood, and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life. Of all the paths in your life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? And this is normally how the game operates. It'll then give you the options. So because we're going to play the priest character, we're going to say our life is determined by a higher power. Your destiny was forged by a power greater than your own will. You put your hands together in a silent prayer. Death is near, and you are ready to step beyond the final threshold. Your life was not lived in vain. It was part of a greater design. Like it or not, we are all guided by forces beyond our ken, the same forces that shape the destinies of men and civilizations. No matter how much free will we think we have, we are nothing but obedient instruments in the hands of eternity. True freedom has always lain in understanding the greater laws that govern our tiny lives. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Jordan Brante will live once more. And we begin our journey. I would probably do a commoner playthrough to coincide with this one, so the two of them are moving together. What I really should have done with all three of them, but 2 is better than 3 anyway. So this screen shows us our life laid out before us. We're currently in childhood. We'll move to adolescence, youth, peacetime, and the revolt. Don't forget, the game is called The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante in the Fall of the Blessed Arachnean Empire, so keep that in mind as we progress through the game and see what happens. But we'll move through all these life stages as the game goes on. So, it is the year 1118 in Chapter 1. Childhood. And I really love this imagery, the artwork in this game is quite cool. There's also quite a good backstory and lore in this game that we'll explain as we go through. Chapter 1. Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Prologue. Growing up. In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Jordan Brante grow up to be? It's your call. So you'll notice on the left-hand side we have some options that have come out now. And also, they give us a little glimpse into the future about what events we can possibly look at. So we got a fencing lesson, beyond, insight, and nobleman's sacrament. I'm not going to read them because they're kind of a bit spoilery, but we can unlock a few events as we go through this playthrough. So we've unlocked a few other options. We've got destiny, which is just kind of what I read. In every chapter, there are a number of events waiting to happen that evolve your personal path, your family, your relationships, and even the Empire itself. Whether or not these events will take place depends on a number of circumstances. Which events should you strive for, and which should you avoid? That is up to you. We've got personality. So Jordan Brante, we're not even born yet, we're a low born, and we're growing up. So you're allowed to have 4 deaths in this game. 3 of them are just regular deaths, and when you die a 4th time, that's a true death, there's no more coming back. So after suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. And we've got 3 qualities to focus on in the growing up stage: perception, determination, and willpower. So right now we're inattentive and spineless as a baby, but that's fine, we'll work on that. Then we've got the House of Brante. The state of the Brante house as a whole, its social position, its wealth, and the relationships between family members. It determines the future of your immediate family and the Brante name. So basically it just tells us where we're at so far. So we've got a tarnished honour, we're moderately wealthy, and there's currently peace in our family. And our heir is Stefan Brante. And then we have our actual family. So we have our grandfather, Gregor Brante. So this is the members of the Brante family, who they are, their current position, and their attitude towards me. So we've got Gregor Brante, who is currently indifferent to me, he's -1. We've got his son, Robert Brante, who's our father, who likes us, that's good. And our mother, who's Lydia Brante, but she's low-born. And then we have Amalia Elborn, who's our father's ex-wife, so she died, and our father remarried our mother, and that's how we are born. So we've seen Stefan is the heir to our family. He's our brother. He likes us a little bit, but he's our stepbrother. We've got us, and then we have Gloria, who's our sister from our mother, but not the same father. So we'll learn a little bit more about these characters as we play through the game, and I'll go through their descriptions later on. For now, we just want to get straight in and see what happens. So that just basically tells us what I've been saying about our personality, qualities we want to improve, and then we've unlocked the things on the side. So we begin the chapter, childhood. Birth. At first there was nothing, no time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory, you were lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are 2 of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and emphatic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsating with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing even stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Ah, okay, cool. This is how consequences work. So when I did my noble path, I don't have the consequences available, so I can't see what happens. So I can reach out to the palm, which will increase my perception. Reach out to the fist, increase my determination, or smile at the shadow and increase my willpower. I'm not going to do that. Willpower is important in this game, but we don't need +10 right now. So perception or determination. I think perception is more important for now, so let's reach out to the palm. You grasp the first of the figures by the finger. It's kind of interesting having the consequences in front of you. Your little palm awkwardly clasps the soft finger. You explore your mother's hand by touch. She smiles gently as her arms wrap around you and lift you up. She smells of home, that indescribable smell, that feeling of safety that is second to none. Her embrace is the warmest place in the world, a place where you want to stay for all eternity. So we're attentive, but if we get it to 2 or 3, we'll be curious. I think perception is more important for the clergyman path, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Year 1118. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? Year 1119, Chapter 1. We are 1 year old. Hide and seek. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong, cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Jordan Brante. Your mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing up so quickly, my child. There are 2 more children in the family, named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. Oh look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together, but I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Jordan. Let's go and play in the yard. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby, how's he gonna play? Then you hide him and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other, then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget you? Did they abandon you? So you could cry loudly, gives us our willpower. Find our way home, or sit there and wait. Let's sit and wait. Future priests will be quite patient. We start playing with leaves and twigs and little bugs, and it'll increase our perception again. So we'll move up to being to the next level. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it just enough to sting a little. You hear brisk steps and then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the finger with a bug on it. So that's where they took you. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan keeps staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now, and we're curious. can't remember if perception focuses on the skills for the clergyman or not, but I think it does, so we're just going to push through with perception for this playthrough. Year 1120, Chapter 1, The Great Descent. Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. That didn't work out too well the last time, but anyway. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys here, no chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely song in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to earth, they bought lots for every birth. Let us count them 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. I apologise my awful singing, but oh, there's more. Nobles rule and bravely fight, they protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. You're welcome, you're welcome. You're transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Jordan? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They are brought to us by the twins when they ascended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar any time from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is also a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I can guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerges 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, and the other stands guard right behind her. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know your prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? Finish the song properly, perception goes up. Sing the last line wrong. We're going to sing it properly. We're going to really focus on perception for this stage of our life. So we join your sister and finish the song the same way you heard it. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. There's also hints in this game that Morgan, sorry, he's the noble who I'm playing, that Jordan has special spiritual abilities. You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were staring. Did you see something, Jordan? You shake your head. Not anymore. And we're curious. Almost inquisitive. So we're already getting a glimpse into the potential of Jordan. 1121. We're 3 years old. Year 1121, spring, the origin. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come onto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high, but even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says, so Gloria calls him names and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl, you will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find these stories of war, generals and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. So, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you enjoy it and the fact that we're going to be doing a different path. And also the next video I'll do will probably be the first in the video of becoming the conspirator. So let me know what you think of the choices. Are they different to what you expected? Did they play out what you thought? And I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a good day.